Hey there folks, and happy Sunday! My name is Amiibo Jason, and welcome to the Nintendo Wiretap Weekly Wrap-Up for October 28th, 2018. Every Sunday we take a look at the biggest Nintendo stories over the past week. Let's start with Monday. On Monday's show, we took a look at a Piplup Build-A-Bear coming very soon. Now, if you have followed Nintendo Wire for any period of time, you probably know that we love Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bear has so many amazing Pokemon plushies. They also did a complete Nintendo line, and now it appears that we're getting our first Pokemon plushie that's not from the Kanto region. That's right, an image posted by Paul Ryan of PokeShopper shows what appears to be a catalog for Build-A-Bear featuring Piplup. Now, Piplup is one of my favorite Pokemon. He's the tiny, adorable little penguin, and in this photo, it appears that he's sporting a pretty nice and fancy blue coat and holding a berry. Now, it also appears that a brand new coat for Pikachu and for Eevee are also in the pipeline as well. So, we can expect to see these, I would imagine, before Christmas, but at this point, we have no official confirmation whatsoever from Build-A-Bear. We're working on that, and hopefully we'll have something by the end of this week. One other thing to keep in mind about all of these collections, they always come with a Pokemon card and a sound chip that you can purchase as well, but again, no word yet on when we can expect to see these in stores. But as always, stay tuned to Nintendo Wire for more details on this. We'll let you know as soon as we have any definitive information about this new one. But what do you guys think about this adorable Pokemon plushie? Let us know in the comments down below. On Tuesday's episode, we took a look at an Animal Crossing beta from all the way back in the year 2000. Animal Crossing. The lovely life sim that Nintendo fans adore has been around in Japan longer than the US, thanks to debuting not on the GameCube, but the N64. Known as Animal Forest in Japan, this game was present at Space World 2000. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, think of it kind of as an E3 precursor. Now keep in mind, this was 2 full years before this game would come to the GameCube, so this was brand new to American audiences, but luckily some English press materials from that event have leaked online courtesy of 8-4 co-founder John Riccardi today, and it's about as wonderful as you can imagine. So let's take a look and see what this has to say. Now, Nintendo touted this game as a completely new concept in communication software, other than any other type of game or genre. The real-time clock and the ability to chat with villagers is front and center in this document, but what really sells this are the placeholder names for NPCs like Copper, Pete, and Tom Nook. Now, again, this is when the game was only 70% complete, so keep that in mind before you go too hard on Nintendo here. Now, my favorite thing here is that Copper is now called Dog Policeman. Good old Dog Policeman. Pete is now called Pelican Postman, which is what you would expect, and Tom Nook is simply Raccoon. Yes, that's right. Our favorite greedy little Tanuki is simply known as Raccoon, which I absolutely love. I kind of wish they would have kept with these naming conventions. Isabelle would just be called Pupper, maybe Puppy. Imagine going to Town Square and listening to music from Naked Guitar Dog. What about getting some brand new wallpaper from Interior Decorator Giraffe? Or heading on down to get a nice warm cup of coffee from our good friend Coffee Pigeon. I mean, really, the options are endless here. Well, the good news is Animal Crossing did come out in the US 2 years later with everything intact, so I'm happy to see that the translation team got their act together, but what do you guys think about this? Let us know in the comments down below. On Wednesday's show, we took a look at the Grinch leaks. That's right, the massive Super Smash Bros. Ultimate leak that potentially gave us all of the upcoming characters that have yet to be announced. Now, before we go too far into this one, keep in mind, there could be spoilers in this one, so if you don't want to watch it, I'd recommend skipping over this part. Now, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is no stranger to leaks, and most of them are super fake. But this latest one has me really scratching my head. Now, this was originally posted to Snapchat, and then after that, it was promptly shared everywhere around the internet, like Reset Era and, of course, 4chan. Now, this leak shows what appears to be the final Super Smash Bros. Ultimate banner, and with a little bit of detective work, 7 characters can be made out. You ready? Okay, if you're still here, the characters are Shadow the Hedgehog, Banjo-Kazooie, Isaac from Golden Sun, Ken from Street Fighter, Mach Rider from the 1985 NES game Mach Rider, which is... what? Geno from Super Mario RPG, and Rhythm Heaven's Chorus Kids. Many of these characters are fan favorites, characters that people have wanted for a long, long time. Now, I know what you're saying, Amiibo Jason, you're nuts. You're crazy. I know, I might be. It's not the first time somebody's accused me of this, and a lot of people can just dismiss this as just another blurry leak, but it's worth noting that a few points here are in this leak's favor, most of which are over at Reset Era. If you want to take a look, we have a link in the description down below. But for starters, the leaker didn't fully obscure their own name, which led the internet detectives to discover they work for a French marketing firm that handles displays for various companies, including, you guessed it, Bandai Namco, a co-developer for Smash Bros. Ultimate. On top of that, we also can see a blank Battlefield background in the marketing banner as well. And on top of that, because they had to move some characters around from the last banner, we can now see new details on characters that we've never seen before, like the tip of Greninja's tongue. But there's one more thing here, just one more thing, that looks to be the smoking gun, and that is the Grinch. That's right, it's the Grinch, the green guy, the Dr. Seuss guy, you know who I'm talking about, but why is the Grinch in this video? In the background, there's various marketing materials for the upcoming movie scattered all over the place, including a render of the Grinch's back, which we cannot find anywhere else on the internet. I mean, that's not to say it's not somewhere, but we searched Grinch high and low, we found images we never want to see again, and we've never seen this one, so take that for what it's worth. And on Thursday's show, we took a look at the potential for Dreamcast games coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now, when Sega announced its Sega Aces program, which is slowly but surely bringing classic games from their back catalog to the Nintendo Switch, it was hinted that Sega Dreamcast games would eventually be part of that lineup. Now, I'm a massive fan of the Dreamcast, games like Jet Grind Radio, Shenmue, just to name a few, I can't get enough of, so I'm really hoping that this is something that we might see sooner rather than later. But in a recent interview with Famitsu, translated by the good folks over at Nintendo Soup, Sega Age's very own Naoki Hori reported that the company is close to making Dreamcast games work on the Switch via emulation. Now, this begs the question, are we only going to be seeing straight-up emulated Sega Dreamcast games coming to the Switch, or, like Shenmue, are we going to see something where it's slightly updated? Now, that's what I really want to know here. Well, according to the interview, supposedly most of the Dreamcast games are just going to be emulated, but really, that's still pretty darn amazing. There's so many Dreamcast classics I'd love to get portable. I was super disappointed when I found out Shenmue wasn't coming on the Nintendo Switch alongside the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the games, so maybe we'll still have the opportunity thanks to Sega Ages. But what do you guys think about this? Are you fans of the Sega Dreamcast? Do you want to see these games emulated on the Nintendo Switch? Let us know in the comments down below. And that's going to wrap up today's episode of the Nintendo Wiretap Weekly Wrap-Up, again for October 28th, 2018. I'll see you guys on Monday with yet another episode, but until then, stay wired in. Bye, guys.